What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you like what it is that I do, make sure that you hit that sub button and run them likes up today. We giving a first listen reaction, not a review. I tell y'all this every time I do one of these. I literally just got off stream listening to Tyler the Creator's album, Don't Tap the Glass. This is not a full breakdown of every single record. This is not a review. You're not gonna know how many beef patties I'm giving this until next week. You feel me? After I get time to sit with the album. But I want to tell y'all what I think on my first thoughts. So basically one feature on the album, which is the intro, right? And Pharrell is on there. Tyler has been pushing recently on his IG that people are scared to dance. Why you gonna come out if you ain't gonna dance? And I got this phrase. Anybody who know me personally know I say, people from New York, we get dressed to go out to not have a good time. And it wasn't always like that. And that's what this album made me realize, right? So listening to this album, the beat selection, of course, I kind of had an idea when I saw a bit of the video. And after I seen a bit of the video and I saw what Tyler was actually going to do as far as like his aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? Him not having on the shirt, him having on the red pants with the red hat, with the gazelles on, with the rope chain. I'm like, all right, it's either going to be like he going in the Rakim route or he going on some B-boy. And he basically did that. He went with like a B-boy album, you know what I mean? And not just a B-boy album because it's some dance, not some, the whole album is dance. The whole album is fun. While I was on stream, what's crazy is somebody said, okay, DJ Wayno. And I said, man, I ain't no DJ, but this album got me thinking about it because it felt really good. And this is just off my first listen impressions. So listening to the album, right, there's songs on there that take me to like, what is it, Miami bounce music? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, the at night, I think, don't clown me for my singing, right? But it takes me to those beats, those tempos. And it had me, you know what I mean? It's a certain amount of songs on there that made me want to do the bus stop. You know what I mean? That's what people call the electric slide, the bus stop. But it makes you want to do the bus stop. It makes you want to electric slide. It makes you want to have fun. Listening to this, and if you're from New York, specifically the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. This album feels like a Saturday. It literally feels like a Saturday. If you woke up early on a Saturday because you had to do certain things in order for your enjoyment, meaning watch cartoons because you could only watch cartoons on a Saturday at a certain time, have your cereal and your cartoons at that time. You know, Kendrick and Gunplay made a record about that. But if you had to get up to do that, then Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, if you from all the way deep uptown like me in the 200s, you know what I'm saying, off of White Plains Road, we was in Arlington and Skate Key. You know what I mean? I remember when what's that? Naughty by Nature, Hey Ho came out, and I was skating, doing that. You know what I mean? Skating, hey, oh, you know, having fun. So this album just makes me feel like Tyler is in a place of expression of having fun. I know him and Free Lunch is doing an event. It says, don't come out if you're not going to dance. So all that tells me is like, I'm not going to be there. It's in Cali, but it tells me where everybody is going to be on. But just the ambiance, just the aesthetic, man. I love the fact that Tyler has gone from Chromacopia, you know what I mean? Well, let's take it back to Call Me If You Get Lost. Let's take it back to even Igor, right? Go back to Igor. Go back to Igor, and I said that Igor would be one of the top albums of the decade when I was on Everyday Struggle. I stand by that because Tyler challenged himself, and he's always challenging himself, thus calling himself the creator. People complain all the time about hip-hop in its totality, what hip-hop means and what it does, what it means, who's pushing the bar, who's raising the bar, you know what I mean, for people. And from Igor and him winning the Grammy for Igor for Best Rap Album and him saying, like, this is not a rap album, there's songs on there that take me back to New Magic Wand, you know what I'm saying, off of that album, because that's the song that I felt like has the most inspiration in Tyler's discog, you know what I mean? Just off the rip. That was the first one I could think of, New Magic Wand. Then you go to Call Me If You Get Lost, right? And he brings back that early 2000s, Neptunes, DJ Drama, mixtape feel, but for a hip-hop album, wins Best Rap Album for that, right? Then we go to Chromacopia. Well, Chromacopia, and this is what I like about Tyler, when he makes a decision, when he about to commit to some shit, everything is gonna be about that. Everything. Aesthetically, musically, everything is gonna be about that. When he did Igor, the blonde wig, how he was dressing, he made sure he committed to that theme, right? When you got to Call Me If You Get Lost, it was about fly shit. He was talking about the LaFerrari. He's shit popping. You got 42 Doug on his album. You know what I mean? You got 42. Damn, 42 Doug get a Grammy for that too. NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? You get Lil Wayne. Damo took it back to some Odd Future shit. Got Damo Genesis on the joint. You know what I'm saying? Fan of Hughes. Like, Tyler has this way, man. He has this way of staying in his space where when he does what he feels like doing, it's going to move things. Whether people feel or realize that or not. Because, of course, you're going to get niggas in the street to say, yo, this nigga ain't here. He don't rap like shit. Mind you, great verse. Really, really great verse on POV on Let God Sort Him Out. So comes from there and then drops this surprise album while he's still on tour. Keep in mind, the Chromacopia tour is still going on right now. Feel me? They just did New York. That's when he announced that he was doing the album Don't Tap the Glass. To then transitioning from out of that, because that's what kind of threw me off, right? That's the part that kind of took me back. I'm like, Tyler don't usually go a different way from the way that he's on during the time that he's on whatever he's on. And then I listened to it and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. But the inspiration, of course, like I said, 80s B-boy, you know what I mean? Of course, you get some Cali flows in there. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the older ones though. Like it's songs on it. Look, we're not doing a review rating yet. But I'm just giving you my first listen thoughts. But somebody in the chat has said something regarding DJ Quick and Sugar Free inspiration. I was like, damn, you right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you right on that. You right. And when I'm saying he's committing to the music. Don't Play With Me, that video, that whole video aesthetic. He got Maverick and Braun in the video. He got the clips in the video. Like, listen, man, this nigga, I'm just happy. I'm excited because we complain so much. And the casual rap fan is not, to me, the casual rap fan is not the Tyler, the Creator fan. Tyler took time on Call Me If You Get Lost to show that he could rap. Show you that he got bars, you know what I'm saying, on songs like Massa, you know what I mean, Run It Up, where he could make anthems, themes, you know what I mean? Like he could just always make something that's gonna go when he gotta perform. And like I said, gave you the bars. Then when he did Call Me If You Get Lost Deluxe, where he got the joint with him and Vince Staples and YG and he rapped What a Day. Oh my God, what a day. Then he rapped on Heaven Only Knows, you know what I'm saying? Like giving you perspective. Then, and even on Call Me If You Get Lost, on the deluxe, like I said, What a Day is like him showing growth and maturity, right? On Heaven Only Knows, he talks about wanting a daughter and having a family, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to buy my neighbor's house and turn it to a yard. If you don't know my daughter, nigga, we ain't really dogs. Like he growing up. Then we get Chromacopia, and Chromacopia, I think, dives a little bit deeper into his manhood as far as where he's at substance-wise. You know what I mean? With the Judge Judy, you know what I mean? Talking about dealing with a girl that was going through something, being terminally ill. What's the drink? Oh man, Paranoid, where he's talking about how he feels regarding having money and having success. And I don't even know if people be listening, because I think people look at Tyler, and if you don't really listen to his music and you look at him, it's a lot to listen to, because some people that's new, they can't get past how he looks or how he presents himself and don't really listen to the bars. But if you listen to even Saint Chroma, you know what I mean? The intro, very inspirational. I don't care who you is or what you listen to, you gotta listen to that. To Like Him, where he's talking about his dad, right? And not having a relationship with his dad, and his mom's doing a skit on there and kind of breaking it down that it's her fault. Don't blame, him, blame me because I was the one that did this or whatever case may be. Perspective. Then you get songs like Sticky, that's fun, with Glorilla, and going in on this Chromacopia album just to prove the point of how he can shift. And when he shifts, And when this nigga shifted, he went over to this space of this don't tap the glass shit. And another thing I'm seeing is, oh, he's biting Drake with no Kia. He's biting Drake. And bro, don't use, I know that people love Drake, and then I'm not telling nobody not to love Drake, but don't use him as a space to downplay Tyler's music. If you don't like Tyler's music, just say you don't like Tyler's music. But don't say, this man ain't never bite off of nobody. He's an originator in a lot of factors. He ain't never bite off of nobody. And he's proven himself time and time and time again. Unstoppable. But don't break the glass. Everybody in my chat, while we listening to this album together, we jamming, we having fun. Few people I can see in the chat ain't feeling it. But as we listening, got me thinking about my childhood. We on there talking about Street Fighter, and we on there talking about Skate Key, and we on there talking about Battletoads and Earthworm Jim, and you know what I'm saying, and Toe Jam and Earl, and all these different video games. And I said, damn, remember what it meant when you had to be so good in the game because we ain't have no memory cards and you wanted to beat the game. You had to like get your reps up and get nice in order to finish the story. It's giving me that feeling. It's giving me a feeling. And let's keep it 1,000. A lot of people from the 80s that was born in the 80s, like myself, I'm born in 82. We used to get on the 90s babies, but they in the same generation with us because they had the same experiences. Those are our little cousins, or little brothers, little sisters. My little sister was born in 92. I'm saying 93, excuse me. She's born in 93. But we come from that same era and that time where we had all of these things to complement what was going on with us musically. You know what I'm saying? We was into sneakers because of basketball. You feel me? I seen somebody say something about hip hop in the regard of, oh, hip hop, they take so much from everybody. Look at them wearing polo. No, polo is for a certain class and it was made for a certain demographic. And what hip hop did is we put that shit on with pants, with graffiti on it, with tagging up on the pants and all of that. You feel me? And the gold caps and that aesthetic, that time, that cloth, the Cosby Show, all of that. Rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. He passed tragically, we found out today. But that time is captured. It's captured in a time. And I think that anybody who listens to this album, when you listen to it, you're going to hear that, you're going to feel that. You're going to hear that, you're going to feel that, and it's going to make you nostalgic, and it's going to make you reminisce, and it's going to make you move, most importantly. You're going to move. If you listen to this album, as long as you don't go in it, if you go in it objectively, if you go in there with no bias and you just want to hear some music, I don't think anybody who enjoys music is going to hear that and not go, all right, it's not going to move. I feel like it's going to move you. And that is what Tyler Creator means to the game. All right, we're going to stop it there. We're going to stop it there because, like I said, this is off my first listen reaction. This is not a full review. I got to go sit with this in the whip. You know what I'm saying? One thing I will say is that this album is for niggas who go get their car washed. Not when somebody tells them to. You wake up on Saturday or Friday after you get paid and you go get you a nice car wash. You go pick your shorty up. Y'all go out, go get something to eat. That album's for you. But we're going to come back and do a full-on review by next week. Like I said, I got to sit with this album. I got to listen to it in the gym. I got to listen to it while I'm cooking. And I got to listen to it in the car. Feel me? And that's how I'm going to give my rating. Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is I Do It Myself. For the ones that rock with me, know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.